Hello, and welcome to the Rough Idea podcast. We're going to be doing the wrestling edition for this one. I'm Dan.
I'm Yoshi.
And I'm Connor.
Right, should we just jump straight into it then?
Yep.
Cool. Am I going to start with TNA stuff? Get the shit out of the way before we move on.
Yeah, get the non-WWE out
Yeah.
of the way.
Yeah.
So, last couple of weeks of TNA have been dumb in so many ways, as you've come to expect by now. It's what you expect and love from TNA, really. So, a couple of months back, they introduced the Grand Championship, which is the one that's done like a kind of UFC-style match. It's over 3 rounds, 3 minutes, judge decisions. If there is no pin by the end of the 3 rounds, then it goes to the judges, whatever. So, Aaron Rex comes out. Aaron Rex, formerly Damien Sandow, he's been the Grand Champion since the title was introduced. He comes out and he's like, I'm better than everyone, I'm going to issue an open challenge. And then Moose's music starts playing. And, Moose is a former, American footballer. He is a tank.
Like most wrestlers.
Of course, right. But Aaron Rex handles it amazingly. He's like, as soon as Moose's music starts, he's like, no, stop that. Let's cue Grado's music. Come on, someone else come out. Moose comes out, and literally the match is like a minute and a half. Moose wins. Bullshit. Aaron Rex is straight back to fucking jobbing and being a nobody. Which, I'm just going to cover both weeks at once. I'm not going to do, this happened the first one, this happened the second. More recently, Moose did a promo saying about the Grand Championship and saying about winning a title. And Drew Galloway has come back to TNA. And then Aaron Rex interferes and starts talking about the crowd rexually harassing him. So that was great, and then he ends up having a match where he cheats, and then he loses. What the fuck? I thought the whole point of him going to TNA was that he could stop being a fucking nobody and actually get a chance to showcase his talents, and it's taken all of a month for them to go, yeah, actually, no. Other things, so there was a triple threat X Division match between what was known as Team Go For Broke. It's DJZ, who's the champion, Braxton Sutter, and Mandrews, which I'm just going to say Mandrews, so he's the guy who won, I think, is it British Boot Camp Season 2, and he got a wrestling contract as a result. And, he's a really good wrestler, much more than you'd expect from somebody who came in through winning a reality TV show. But Mandrews? Why is he called Mandrews?
I don't... What, is that a portmanteau?
Yeah. His name is, I think it's Mark Andrews.
But Mandrews makes him sound like a shipping.
It sounds really... Yeah, but also, Mandrews, it's he is a man called Mandrews. It's the worst thing. I hate it.
It's a pretty fucking poor name.
But Mandrew's heel turn, which I like. He came out, they had the match against DJZ, and at the end, DJZ got the pin on someone, I can't remember who, and then his knee was meant to be injured, and Braxton Sutter was trying to help him up and get him to celebrate the win, and then Mandrews attacked him. And, they were both holding him up from each side, and then Mandrews turns around and just starts kicking him in the back of the legs. And yeah, they had a match afterwards, in the next week, where it was Mandrews versus their enforcer, who's basically a big bodyguard type who isn't a wrestler. But it was surprisingly long, and I think it was just to give Mandrews a chance to be a dick. Which, I like heel turn for him because he's really good and deserves more screen time. Yay. There were a couple of little things that I wanted to laugh at. Josh Matthews on commentary saying America's favourite tag team, Mahabali Shera and Al Snow. Yes, everyone loves Mahabali Shera. Al Snow still wrestles? What?
Wow.
EC3 and Eddie Edwards. There was a promo into a title match. It's clunky, it's dull. Honestly, it's the same old shit over and over again. I am so bored of Ethan Carter right now, and I really hate saying that because he's a great wrestler and he's good at promos, but it's the same goddamn stuff every time, and I hate it. The actual match was amazing, absolutely amazing, and then they ended it in a no contest. Like,
which is hardly ever fun.
Right. This is the thing, like, it's one of those things where I feel like wrestling promotions need to learn, and WWE have started learning this at least. TNA still needs to. Just because an ending is surprising, that doesn't mean it's good. Like, a really anticlimactic ending that you don't expect is still shit. And that was basically it. I think it was Eddie Edwards tapped out, but at the same time, he was leaning backwards, so EC3's shoulders were on the mat, and got the 3 count at the same time. And so they ruled it as a no contest. They were like, because you both lost at the same time, it's basically a draw. And that's kind of... It makes sense, but it's bollocks. That was how they ended the show.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Goldberg-Lesnar squash.
Right, yeah, it was unexpected.
It wasn't necessarily bad, but with the timing, it just closed it out with everyone thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was it?
It doesn't help that the week before, TNA's main event was a women's match between Jade and Rosemary, and holy shit, that was a good match. Like, people who don't watch much TNA or, like, only check out the occasional match here and there, that is the match to watch from the last 2 weeks. That match was unbelievably good. So it's 6 sides of steel, so steel cage match. But, like, holy shit, those two are both really good wrestlers. Rosemary is like a high flyer against Jade, who's more like a grappler. So it's really kind of contrasting styles, but they work really, really well together. It's an amazing match, and yeah, like that one, no complaints at all. The only other big TNA things to mention, so there are 2 more. One, I've been complaining over the last few episodes about Ali, and like all the stuff they've done with Ali, dragging it on far too long. Finally, this week, she got her actual chance to do stuff. She said that she's been training with Braxton Sutter, which is a big part of the storyline stuff, and she got a match against Laurel Van Ness, who is shite and annoying. And Ali did stuff and won a match, and it was great, and I'm so happy that it's finally fucking happened, but I'm so angry that it's taken this long for her to finally fucking do something, because she's clearly a good wrestler, and they've just run this story into the ground. On the other hand, the other big story is the Hardys and Broken Matt. And Broken Matt is back. The Hardy and DCC confrontations have been exactly what everyone wanted. It's basically Matt showing up, being broken, and Brother Nero flying around a lot, getting the crap kicked out of him a bit, and then Matt coming in and saving the day because he's broken again.
I remember seeing that, where it was a DCC against Jeff on his own, essentially.
Oh,
and then it goes dark, match, and then Matt's in the ring.
Oh, right, that one, yeah. It was so good. It was so perfectly timed. And then they had a match, which was, again, about the same thing. It was just a normal tag match, except James Storm was on the outside and obviously interfering all the time. But no, actually, Jeff just, like, threw himself over the ropes and took out everyone again, and then I think Matt got the pin on Kingston, so Kingston is their full guy, unsurprisingly. He's like the new guy, so that's not a shock. The big thing I want to talk about there is next week's TNA, they have been advertising what is being called Total Nonstop Deletion, which is basically the entire 2-hour episode, rather than being in the ring and in their studio and whatever, is at the Hardy compound. They're doing an entire episode in the Hardy compound.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna love it. And like you can tell, like obviously it's pre-recorded and shit. During the episode, there are adverts for it. The amount of dumb shit that is gonna happen, I'm gonna fucking love it. All of it is fucking golden. I cannot wait. As I complain about TNA all the time, and there's like I complain about WWE all the time as well. there is so much dumb shit, and there is like little bits of gold in between. Matt Hardy, those little bits of gold.
Yeah,
Like,
you've got to sift through Billy Corgan's cavalcade of crap.
he's gone now. He's basically gone.
He's actually fully gone.
I think so. Yeah.
I love that we think he's no longer running it.
We'll put it this way: when he was around, he was on the air all the time. He kept doing promos, and he has not done a promo in like a month. I'm pretty sure he's gone. I think it's Dixie Carter again. I don't know for certain.
Right.
I hope it's going to be Matt Hardy.
Oh, fucking, if he owned it, that would be crazy.
Right, every week is just more of this bullshit, and I love it. And to be honest, I feel like Total Nonstop Deletion might be his chance to just go, alright, here's what happens when I run a show.
Yeah.
And just see where that goes. But yeah, I can't wait for it. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Decay are confirmed to be there. The DCC are confirmed to be there. I can't remember what they're fucking called. The Helms Dynasty are confirmed to be there. Which, on that note, can I just say, again, Matt Hardy, breaking the fourth wall all the time, does a fantastic promo, because the Helms Dynasty are two wrestlers working with Gregory Shane Helms.
Yes.
Formerly known as the Hurricane.
Yeah.
Gregory Shane Helms comes out and he's like, I'm going to be bringing my boys, and that's like, starts talking about, oh god, what was his original gimmick where he was like part of a boy band? Gregory Shane Helms, when he first came in. I
can just remember the superhero gimmick.
The 3 Count Boys or something, the 3 Count Squad or something like that. He came in, and Matt was like, are you going to be reuniting the 3 Count? He was like, no, you know who I mean. He was like, are you going to be bringing your superhero friends with you? It's like, Matt Hardy just like basically brings up all their old dead gimmicks for like 10 minutes of promo. It's great.
Well, it's like how he constantly talks about the McMahons.
The Meek Mahan. Yeah, he did start saying about how the Meek Mahan could not run a promotion like this. It's so good. I love it.
Yeah, essentially they've just sat Matt Hardy down and gone, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, they've given him free reign and it's worked.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what he's doing, and this is why I say I hope he does take over TNA, because I think he would do it pretty well.
I mean, he got people talking about them again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. TND next week. Total Non-Stop Deletion. Yeah, that's...
How many thousand fireworks do you reckon they're going to have then?
Oh, there are fireworks in one of the adverts. I'm already going to love it.
Yeah, sorry, I just quickly checked. It was Sugar Shane Helms, and it was a member of 3 Count.
3, okay, it was just 3 Count. Okay. Sugar Shane Helms.
That's almost as bad as Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Oh no. Oh jeez. Right. Anyway, I think that's it for TNA stuff.
Yeah.
Are we straight on to WWE then this week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So, build up to TLC? Or, well, the Raw and SmackDown before TLC. So I have vague notes on the Raw beforehand.
Right.
And it was basically the promo at the start of the show where it was Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember who it was who came out and said Seth Rollins isn't cleared to be here tonight. I think it might have actually been one of Jericho or Owens. But then Reigns' theme hit.
And yeah, I think it was Jericho.
Like, I get that the idea is, like, to boost Reigns by association. It's like, hey, you want Rollins, you can have Reigns, and those are both good things, right? You like both of these things. But that isn't how it works. How it works is people go, yeah, Seth Rollins! Oh, fuck, and you're giving us Roman Reigns? Like, it's just rubbing salt in the wound. It's like, Seth Rollins isn't here, and you've got to put up with Roman Reigns.
There hasn't been as much of an all-pervading sort of shroud of boos anymore.
They are... Reigns has
there's still quite a few boos, but there are a few cheers now. Some people are like actually noting, hang on a second, he's learning how to do this.
When he was in the ring in that like promo, I honestly thought his mic skills have improved. They're still not great, but they're better.
Yeah, they're not completely apocalyptic anymore.
The funny thing is, Kevin Owens fucked up his lines, and Reigns handled it really well. And I was just like, hold on, is he actually learning here? Like, this is working. I said Kevin Owens fucked up his lines. He did also have what I think was probably the best line of the whole fortnight for WWE, which was when he was like, me and Chris, we're a superior breed of being called Canadian.
yeah, that was
Raw's like, I was laughing at a lot of stuff with Raw. Like, they had the Mark Henry movie trailer, and it looked like most of his matches, which was 10 seconds of him being hit and then completely forgotten.
Yep. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, Dan, you were talking about the potential leaked matches for like upcoming pay-per-views. Looks like they haven't changed anything. Like, there was the thing where so the leaked matches were for like the upcoming. This was before. What was the last Raw pay-per-view? Fuck.
I can't.
Yeah, it slipped my mind. Whatever. It was before that. And it was saying about how it was going to be Rollins versus Jericho, building up to Rollins Triple H at WrestleMania, how it was going to be Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, Sasha versus Charlotte again. And then I think it was Bayley came into one of the matches, but I can't remember exactly. But I said at the time, I was like, I never trust leaks when they happen, because leaks are always kind of like, well, if it gets leaked too early, WWE is just going to be like, all right, fine, we'll change it. Because they've got time to change it. They have the people there to do that. They can do that. Doesn't look like these have changed.
It's not like a normal TV show where they can't just sort of go, oh yeah, they think this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll dangle the carrot a bit more and then just take it away.
Right, yeah. They can change the stuff easily enough, but they clearly aren't. They've set it up very obviously for, okay, it's going to be Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. I guess because they've put in so much work building up this storyline towards Rollins and Triple H that they have to just push ahead with it now.
Yeah, because we've just constantly always had Rollins being on the hunt for Triple H, essentially.
Right.
And Triple H blanking him.
And jumping ahead to this week's Raw, he does actually bring that up again, doesn't he? Where he starts off and he was just like, alright, I've got to get something off my chest that's been boiling around under the surface for a while. I want Triple H. He was like, and the only way I'm going to get to Triple H is to beat his chosen boy for the title. And the only way I'm going to beat his chosen boy for the title is to take out Chris Jericho, who keeps interfering. It's like, okay, no, this all makes sense. I like it. It's one of the things that really annoys me with wrestling in general is when they build up a storyline and then somebody's actions do not make sense with their motives at all.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose stands out for this. Dean Ambrose is one of the biggest offenders for this. Where, like, he will say, you know, I want to win this, I want to do this, and then he'll dick around and joke around for 2 weeks, and you're like, you're not actually making any progress towards what you're trying to do. And, like, when he said to Seth at one point, when Seth was Money in the Bank, he was like, you will never cash in as long as I'm around. And then Seth cashed in, and Dean didn't even run out to the ring. Dean was nowhere to be seen. It was just like, fuck, I forgot. Like, it was kind of like that. And this time, Seth's motives make sense. He's like, I want to get Triple H back. How do I get Triple H to show up? Well, I beat Kevin Owens, who he chose to win the title.
Yeah.
Can't beat Kevin Owens as long as Jericho's still winning. As long as Jericho's still around and interfering. So I've got to take out Jericho. But he has been attacking Owens for the last few months since Triple H attacked him. It all adds up. It all makes so much sense for, like, we're talking like half a year. This makes sense.
That's a lot of continuity for the WWE.
Right. Normally they aren't that good.
I mean, there was the nice Sheamus and Cesaro moments, but other than that, they haven't really done that much continuity.
the Sheamus and Cesaro moments in the last couple of weeks really pissed me off.
Yeah.
And actually, funnily enough, it is partially for the continuity. Because they had a segment in this week's Raw where like they had a match and they came out and were like doing their kind of clashing again on the way to the ring. Like where they were fighting over the entrances and stuff. A week after they had that really fucking awkward barroom brawl scene.
Yeah.
Where, like, the guy was like, we've got ourselves the new village people. And I was like, why is this scene? Why did this happen? This is so bad. Please stop. But, like, the idea was, like, they get on now. They're friends. They can cooperate. Week later, they're going against each other again. What?
Yeah.
Did they just forget this happened or decide it wasn't a good idea? Or, like...
Well, I was more referring to, when they brought back the going to shake hands.
Oh, right.
Thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I forgot that was a thing. God.
Yeah, there was some weird... There has been some weird promos recently. And by weird, I mean fucking bad.
Ha. Are you referring to some of the Rusev and Enzo moments?
Oh, it's not... Is Rusev still meant to be a heel?
Yes. But...
Because in that one, it seemed like Enzo was the one doing the wrongdoing.
Well, like, in the more recent one, it was very much meant to be Lana kind of in the wrong, and then Enzo just kind of goes along with it. And I get that was the idea, but Enzo's character... And I've said this so many times before, like, Enzo's whole character and personality is something I should hate.
Yeah.
But I don't, because he's really good at talking, basically. Like, he's good enough at promos that I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I like this guy. But recently, I'm actually starting to hate him a bit. Yeah. He's still good at promos, he's just not doing them as much. And what he is doing is basically going, hey everyone, fuck me. And that's just, annoying and boring and
Rusev's
shit.
Again the heel for wanting to stand up for his family.
Right, yeah, of course, yeah. But the most recent one, like the hotel room promo on this week's Raw, that made me laugh so much in so many ways. The whole thing was awkward.
And Big Cass bringing him up going, it's a trap!
Right, basically. And like, Enzo basically going, I'm going to go into the hotel room, this is all fine. Gets to the door and he's like, ha ha ha, you know what, maybe not. Starts to walk... So he's just on like a fucking... God knows how long journey there in a limo. Walks up, gets to the door, and then he's like, maybe not. Starts walking away, and she's just like, and come in.
Yeah.
And then, like, Lana's terrible flirty acting is awful. The fact that they have a camera in there is just, like, I know that's not the kind of thing you should care about, but, like, they're meant to be doing this whole awkward, like, maybe sex scene, and, like, there's a camera? What? Everyone's just watching this? I know, like, WWE have always done that, but it was always bad when they did it.
Maybe Lana's an exhibitionist.
On the bright side, I have to say, the commentary didn't refer to any of it, so it is almost implied that it wasn't actually seen, which I quite like. That, at least the commentary not referencing everything was good, and also... Rusev beating the shit out of Enzo was fucking brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the wooden table thing being broken over him and the, like, vase plant pot. Like, holy shit. Like,
Lana has one hell of a bill to pay, though. I will say that.
Yeah, replace everything. Yeah, sorry guys, we broke your entire hotel room.
Now, we broke your hotel. Sorry about that.
We just, like, left an unconscious man in the hallway.
Yeah, can you clean him up, please?
Oh, God. Yeah, like... Oh, I've realised I've still got some notes on something I mentioned briefly earlier. I'm just going to jump back quickly. Yep. Roman versus Owens, the match they had a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Again, really damn good. Roman Reigns is improving. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of his yet, but I'm not like groaning when he comes out, which I usually Like, it used to be like, oh shit, not Reigns again. Now it's like, alright, cool, let's see how this goes.
So now it's getting to the point where they need to start focusing a bit on trying to shake off the stigma that he's got around.
Yeah, he has improved. Now they need to build up his reputation cleanly.
Yeah, and we've discussed this before. We think the best way to do that is drop him down.
Or heel turn.
Heel turn or have him lose big.
Heels have no, like, motivation behind them. Like, the crowd are not incentivized to cheer for them, so they don't have to focus on getting the crowd to cheer for them. It's so much easier to just practice and improve and show their skills because they don't have to worry about that interaction.
Yeah.
It worked for the New Day. Like, it's how the New Day made it, was by turning heel.
And now
then doing it well.
Yeah, now they have like 2 opportunities that could work, and they're seemingly not going for either of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last thing they can do is give him the world title, though.
They're not going to, not right now.
If they do that, it's just a massive middle finger to the past year.
Well, the fact that he's still got the US title, like, I thought the match against Jericho that he had, I thought that would end up with Reigns winning. And it didn't. It ended up with, was it DQ? Was it KO interfering again?
I think, it was KO interfering and then Jericho got pissed at him.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I told you I could win! I could win this on my own. Why'd you have to help?
But the fact that the title didn't change hands there, I was like, oh, okay, maybe that means that Reigns, like, won't win then. Because if the title changed hands there, I was like, okay, Reigns probably wins at Roadblock.
Yeah, it's like, we want to make you like Roman Reigns, so we're going to give him both the titles and make him very overpowered again.
Yeah.
Right.
Is not how they're going to go around doing it.
They need to drop him down the league, essentially, and build him up from there.
Just as a small throwaway, I had to laugh so hard when, because WWE keep tripping over their new terms, Michael Cole saying Roman Reigns will have a shot at the WWE World Universal Championship. So, I mentioned New Day. New Day have been interesting lately.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing with New Day, throwing them into title match after title match after title match. Because firstly, it gives some credibility to their title reign. The fact that they have cheated their way through half of it, this actually gives some credibility to it. But also, Xavier Woods got a win.
Yes!
This is not a drill, guys. Xavier Woods pinned someone. Clean. Okay, not clean, but as clean as the opponent.
He pinned someone.
As clean as they were doing. Well, they went to cheat, and he cheated in the same way. It's fine. Like, Xavier Woods pinned someone. Holy shit. Xavier
Turnabout
Woods
is fair play, it's fine.
Right, yeah. Also, I like where that's going. Oh, actually, that's one of the matches for Roadblock, isn't it? Triple threat between...
I think that's just next week's Raw.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Because that is the week. If they win that, then they've broken the record just before Roadblock.
Right. Oh, so that's huge.
Yeah, they go into Roadblock already beating the record.
Okay. So, like, I kind of want them to lose it. I love the New Day, but I want them to lose it.
What, lose it at the record?
Yes.
Yeah,
not hit the record.
Imagine the heel heat the club will get if they beat the New Day as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, just as a small thing, have the club always had those spinning skulls in their Titantron? Because I've never noticed them until this week, and it looks fucking dumb.
I don't think they have.
It's like bad clip art skulls. I love it. It's so bad. But yeah, I honestly, I want the club to win. And that's funny because I don't like the club and I do like New Day, but I want the club to win because it will build them up as credible heels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which, like, let's face it, WWE are not good at building credible heels right now. They're really good at building faces. Their faces are amazing.
They've got a lot of good faces.
Right. even when they have the most natural heels, they can't make them effective heels. The cruiserweights are guilty of this more than anyone else. Noam Dar? Why is Noam Dar, like, kind of face? All of his mannerisms are so heel, and I love them. He's like an angry footballer. It's amazing. He the whole like open your eyes kind of thing. Like he starts when the ref like did a 2 count, then he kicked out. He was like going to the ref and like gesturing like open your eyes, like watch what you're doing. And it's like I love all of it. He's like a really angry footballer, and that's great. I love Noam Dar. I think he's such a good wrestler.
Isn't there a new cruiserweight around now?
Jack Gallagher made his Raw debut.
Yes.
Finally.
He's really good as well.
Yes, it was an amazing match. His escapes, the way they have him escaping submissions, is
there's
so good.
The
When we walked
headlock.
on his hand.
Yeah, the headlock which he handstands out of.
Right.
Yeah, that was really
and like
good.
all the spins out of like the arm lock. He's so good.
I mean, when he first walked out, because I hadn't really been paying much attention to him, I didn't really know him. He walked out, and I did say I was a little taken aback by his initial appearance.
He's
He's an odd-looking fellow in his like whole
the thing that I
theme or
like.
whatever.
The thing that I like is that they've got basically a posh British guy.
Yeah,
And like normally any TV show, any film, wrestling, whatever, if you have a posh English guy, they're a villain. Instantly. They are a villain.
It's just
Jack Gallagher isn't. He's just like, I'm flamboyant and everyone is gonna love me because I love me.
Yeah, it's British voices make for good villains.
Right. But he does it so well.
It's an established thing. It's a long-running, like Hollywood even.
Yeah.
British people are villains.
But they're clearly keeping him face because they're building up a rivalry with Daivari. Which, actually, that I think could be really interesting. I don't like Daivari much. I think he's just like racist stereotype. But putting a racist stereotype against the British guy is really interesting. Like, he isn't against an American.
Yeah, so they can't have the America is the best, they're going to clearly win.
Look, they can still have him basically with like the racist terrorist undertones, but which they almost inevitably will do. But I'm actually interested to see this rivalry because Daivari is like a decent wrestler and Jack Gallagher is amazing. He's so good. Which means I'm going to have to start watching 205. Whoops.
I've been somewhat watching it. I haven't been paying massive attention to it, but I've been somewhat.
Yeah. I think me and Dan watched the first half of the first one before TLC, but haven't seen this week's.
Yeah.
Saying about the cruiserweights as a thing while we're there. TJ Perkins versus Rich Swann match. There's not much to say there. I thought it was a good match. It was really fast paced, back and forth. I was honestly shocked at how much time they gave the cruiserweights in this week's Raw.
Yeah, they're actually sort of giving them respect.
Yeah,
The amount they deserve.
It shocks me that they're actually giving a damn about them. But
because they're realising that cruiserweights are exciting to watch at times.
Right.
They do the high flying shit, which people like.
Right, and with Neville like disappearing from existence again, they need someone to do that. Why has Neville disappeared?
Because his people needed him.
Knows.
He needed to return to his planet.
Like, Neville has vanished. Sami Zayn is being buried to holy fucking hell.
Yeah. I don't mind Sami Zayn. He's pretty good.
Zayn is really good. And, like, his promo, not this week's Raw, one before, it took a little too long, but I liked the promo with Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Where he was, like, yelling about, like, you know, you're holding me back. People have held you back all the time, and you're doing the same to me. What the fuck?
Where Mick Foley's teeth were even escaping him.
I loved the guy in the crowd afterwards who shouted, "Thank you for speaking the truth," to Sami Zayn. Like, oh boy, oh buddy, if you want the truth, wrestling is not the show for you.
You can't handle the truth.
There were so many squash matches these last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Big Show versus Kevin Owens was hilarious. just like feeding. Oh, Big Show versus Seth, which turned into Big Show versus Kevin Owens, and then Seth pedigreeing him. I loved it. But
it kind of felt like the Big Show had like 3 turns in one match.
Yeah, but that's what the Big Show does.
Yeah, he came out and he was waving at the crowd.
He was
and
really
came
happy
in
and
and
waving,
was being
yeah.
really heelish against Seth Rollins. Then punched Kevin Owens and then walked off high-fiving the crowd.
But I don't know. I don't think he was heelish. I think he came in as a face. And like when he came in, I actually remember laughing to myself because I was like, "Oh, he's smiling. That means he's going to turn on Kevin Owens." Like, that's how Big Show is. He comes in looking angry and miserable and is a heel, or he comes in smiling and waving, and that means he's face.
That's the thing. It's the sort of thing you have to expect with Big Show because he does turn more than the gyroscope.
Right? Yeah.
He has turned twice in one night before.
He has done that before, yes.
Yeah.
I have to say, though, he looks fucking lean right now. Like,
yeah, compared to how he has
training has he been doing? Holy shit.
It's the same with Mark Henry.
I didn't notice it with Mark Henry. I noticed
Mark Henry looks a lot in a lot better shape than he has done previously.
Fair enough. I mean, I really noticed it with Big Show because at the start they normally introduce him as over 7 feet tall and weighing however much. And they, like, is it over... It's over 400 pounds, isn't it, they normally say?
Yeah, or something.
It's 400. He weighs about 400, yeah. And they didn't. They said he's now under that. They specifically mentioned that he's got under that weight. And it's like, you can tell. Like,
to be fair, though, impressive. In all honesty, I had forgotten that both Mark Henry and Big Show existed.
I only remembered a few weeks back because I saw them in the intro. And I was like, normally I just skip past the intros or whatever. And I saw them in the intro. I was like, oh shit, yeah, they are both on Raw, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, they're still in the roster.
On that note, both Mark Henry and Titus O'Neil deserve better than a 5-minute squash match. But obviously Titus O'Neil deserves more than he got because he was on the losing end of it. Like, he turned around and then he got World's Strongest slammed. And, oh, that was a match? What? What the fuck?
I think the only reason the match happened was because it was in Texas.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And they always have to have Mark Henry win a match whenever they're in Texas.
That's the hometown hero thing.
Or build heat for someone else. It's always how it works. I remember the one wrestling show I've seen live was a SmackDown. They had Wade Barrett versus William Regal.
That'd have been a really good match as well.
It wasn't. It was like a minute long because it was like 2 years ago. But obviously, they had to have the two English guys when they were in England.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, Wade Barrett had to like crush him and then attack him after the match because he was a heel and they had to, generate some heat for him.
Oh, I loved Bad News Barrett.
Barrett was so good.
That was really good.
Oh, man. Okay, so the only stuff we haven't mentioned from Raw is the women's stuff.
Yes.
Holy shit. There is a lot to talk about there. We're already at like 35, 40 minutes here. We're going over time this time. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah.
The women's stuff was amazing. Holy fucking shit. Like, the main event. The fucking main event. I just, like, honestly, like, I was watching it and I was like meant to be typing notes and I just stopped. And I just kind of like didn't do anything else and I was just watching that match. I was just like, holy fucking shit. This match is amazing. Sasha still keeps nearly injuring herself. Just like bounces her head off of everything and like, holy fuck.
Someday she's going to join Daniel Bryan.
Right, and I'm going to hate it. But in the meantime, I'm going to fucking make the most of while she is here because kendo stick beat down, moonsault off the announce table, like off the barricade double knees, and then a bank statement through a railing to finish. What the fuck?
Yeah, a really good match.
Like, I thought it was really weird as a thing, how they started the match earlier in the show, ended it by double count out, and were like, nah, we're not going to do that, but we're not restarting the match now, we're going to do it at the end of the show.
Yeah, we're just like, no, I will not accept this.
It's almost like it's predetermined.
Well, it makes sense.
Strange.
It makes sense to like go, okay, no, we're not going to have it finished like that. But the part where they were like, no, we're not going to have it finished like that. We'll do it at the end instead. That was a bit weird. Like, if you're going to do that, it seems like it makes more sense to just do it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
and just restart it on the spot.
Just say, get back in the ring, we're doing this again.
Right. In which case, if you want it to be the main event, just do it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like the fact that they're bringing Ric Flair into things now. Like, I really don't like Ric Flair. So...
Was it? Charlotte was complaining, oh, my daddy loves you more than me, essentially.
But yeah.
And Sasha Ric Flair... And what was it? In general, Ric Flair had the moment with Enzo, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, as much as I hate Ric Flair. Like,
yeah.
That makes sense at least. The promo was horrendous, but... oh well. But, like, even ignoring the fact that, like, Ric Flair should fuck off and die...
Wow.
Fact.
That's some intense hatred.
Can they not let them build a rivalry themselves, really? Like, they've been doing a pretty fucking good job of it the last, like, month or two. Why are they now going, let's bring Ric Flair back? No, fuck off. Let them actually do their matches like they have done their entire time in NXT.
Because,
like...
I guess Creative's default position for Charlotte is bring up Ric Flair.
Yeah, and that pisses me off.
I'm kind of hoping it was a one-off, because it was in our hometown.
But he's back again.
So
he was back again this week, at least.
Yeah, but I think they're going to end him at Roadblock. That sounded bad, didn't it?
Yeah, they're going to murder him live.
Yeah, and like... It was really just... I don't know, it was an awkward... The ending of the show was really awkward as well, this week on Raw, where, like, Ric Flair came out to talk to Charlotte, and she apologised, and then she attacked him, and then Sasha came out to help, and then Charlotte attacked Sasha, and then it was over. And, like, it was just like, they had this really, really long back-and-forth promo between Charlotte and Ric Flair, and then suddenly she hit him, and then Sasha came out, and she hit Sasha, and that was it. It was ended. It was like, wait, what? The show's over, what?
Yeah, there seems to be this annoying habit recently of anticlimactic endings, or rather sudden endings.
It was really, really abrupt, really anticlimactic, and it just left everything feeling a bit awkward, because you were just like, okay, but what happens now?
But remember, sudden is good.
Sudden is really good when it's not the ending.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Oh, jeez. That's all I have to say on Raw. I don't know if you guys have any more, but I didn't mention the Bayley and Alicia Fox match.
I was just about to ask that.
There's so much to talk about there.
The only thing I thought was quite funny was how Twitter absolutely exploded with rage because Bayley kicked out the Northern Lights suplex at 1. And Twitter went mental for it.
Honestly, I think they need to vary it up a bit more because everyone kicks out of everything at 2.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, that's to make it look good. The stuff that should be kicked out of at 1 is stuff where it's just like, oh, and then they did a clothesline into a pin.
Or stuff early on.
Yeah.
Where you can, it's like, oh yeah, both of them are fresh.
The problem is that Alicia Fox is a former champion. She is still a really good wrestler, regardless of what WWE has been trying to do to her. And having Bayley just like... And Bayley got absolutely crushed the other week by Nia Jax.
Yep.
So having... Who isn't even on the show anymore.
Yeah, Nia Jax just disappeared for the last couple of weeks.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No,
because she was in Japan.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
She fought Asuka in Japan.
Right, that makes far more sense, yeah. But, having Bayley, who is on, like, a losing streak, really. Obviously, there was Survivor Series somewhere in between, but...
Yeah.
Bayley's been, like, fairly low at the moment. Having her just, like, kick out at 1 from Alicia Fox's best move, basically, is like... Wait, what the fuck? Like...
Yeah.
It just annoys me. It annoys me anyway, because I like Alicia Fox. But...
That's fair enough.
The crowd were absolutely dead for her, though.
Huh?
The crowd are absolutely dead for her.
They always are, because of the way she's been kind of handed to them. It did make me laugh, actually, earlier. I saw a post on Alicia Fox on Facebook, like her superstar page, and just all the comments are like creepy, pervy old guys. all of them. It's like, does nobody actually like Alicia Fox anymore? Is this like, do people just like looking at her?
Well, that's what happens when you don't build someone at all.
Right, yeah. They just gave up on like actually making her wrestle, which, you know, for a wrestler you think would be pretty standard, but nah, no, why would they do that?
One thing's just occurred to me.
Yep.
Is Paige actually still part of the WWE?
Ah, good fucking question. She's probably suspended again.
Yeah, she got suspended for the second time.
Right, yeah.
I think
I
it's
can't
pretty safe
remember
to
when
say
that was.
she won't be for long.
And Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, she exists.
Speaking of which, though, Emelina will be debuting next week.
Oh, yay, everyone's favourite.
She's really good.
Emma's great. Emelina? Are you kidding me?
I'm hoping that she'll be face and she'll go against Dana Brooke.
She won't be face. Not a chance.
So. They've got too many heels.
Not a chance. It's not going to happen. Like,
I don't know much of her beforehand.
The problem is that Emma was already a heel before, and her gimmick is basically that she's a fashion model, and so she's basically going to Eve Marie it up.
Fair, yeah.
She's the replacement.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's the replacement Eva Marie because she's vanished.
Right. So
whenever I think about Paige, I get sad because it's like the one person from Norfolk.
Oh, right.
The one from Norwich has to be
Nobody
the one
comes
that
from
crashes
Norwich.
and
Don't be
burns.
stupid.
She has to crash and burn.
She didn't crash and burn. She just followed Del Rio.
Yeah, through crashing and burning. Oh, so sad. Anyway, you were saying?
I was going to move on to SmackDown.
Yep.
So the build up to TLC, we had the Alexa Bliss and Becky contract signing. I actually thought that was really quite good between those two. I thought it was a really solid promo. I thought they both handled it really well. But also, more than anything, it reminded me just how much I want Renee Young to do commentary.
Yeah.
She's really good at talking.
Just let her talk more.
Right. On the flip side, we then had Baron Corbin and The Miz teaming up against Dolph Ziggler and Kalisto.
Yes, we did.
It was all building up to their TLC matches and forgetting that they were actually meant to be putting on a match as well. Like, all hype. Like, the match itself was shite. Absolute bollocks. I don't understand why it even happened. But then, shockingly, Baron Corbin and Kalisto were in a match, and I'm like, oh, this was bad. Who would have thought? Their match this week, the Baron Corbin promo, the Kalisto promo, holy shit, why do these things happen?
People should realise that there are certain people you should not give a microphone to. Baron Corbin is one of these people.
Well, Kalisto said, let's keep in mind, I think I said this on the TLC predictions episode, Kalisto's first promo after the brand split, where he messed up his lines, shouted and screamed a bit, and then just ran off. And this time round, he was like, you know how the old saying goes, speed kills.
Yeah.
It's not a saying you want.
Normally it's the person who's moving fast who dies from that.
Right. And then Baron Corbin was just as bad. He was like, he's just like a mosquito, buzzing around and being annoying until they come near me. Splat.
He said it with no enthusiasm as well, though, didn't he? It was splat.
It was just the fact that I love he's like a mosquito, buzzing around until he comes near me. Yeah, mosquitoes don't die until they go near Baron Corbin. That is what mosquitoes do. I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah, didn't you know they flock to Corbin?
Send him to Africa then. Save all them.
They're like seagulls, but with shit wrestlers.
fucking hell. Like, just... And obviously, I think it goes without saying that the Kalisto-Baron Corbin match at TLC was bollocks.
Of course it fucking was.
The only highlight of the match was, like, the deep six on the outside and Kalisto trying to find chairs and all of them were behind him.
Kalisto's... that was so good, yeah. The first thing that happens in that match is Kalisto does his entrance, comes running down to the ring, goes through the ring and out the other side, lifts up the ring apron to look for chairs, panics, looks around, can't find anything, turns around and there's just like 20 chairs set up behind him. The thing is, later in the match, or later in the show, I can't remember who it was, but somebody else, I think it was Ambrose and Styles, someone went under the ring and all the chairs were on the other side. It's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, Kalisto, like... this is the thing, Kalisto doesn't seem like he should be a singles competitor. I think they should have kept him with Sin Cara, because he cannot handle promos, he cannot handle ring psychology, he looks good in a match, but that works better in a tag team where you don't have to do the whole match.
Yeah.
And somebody else can do the promo work for you. Baron
Sin
Corbin...
Cara's still getting punished.
I don't know, probably.
Like, for that fight he had with Chris Jericho, because he hasn't been on TV since.
Yeah, he was with the Cruiserweights and he wasn't on 205, so probably.
Yeah.
But Baron Corbin, on the other hand, like, Kalisto should go back to being in the tag team. Baron Corbin should go back into fucking training. Like, just send him back to NXT.
They've NXT OVW. Put him even further back.
I was going to say, put him in NXT as a jobber, and, like, maybe he'll figure out how to lose a match.
Someday we'll have an episode where we won't bitch about Baron Corbin.
It's fine, we didn't complain about Nia Jax this time, because we said she's not been on the air. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
And moved on.
The day that Baron Corbin isn't on the air is the day we won't complain about him.
Perfect. That's because they'll have fucking learned what they're doing with him. Get rid of him. Moving on from there.
Oh.
Again, the building up, I liked some of the build-up stuff, but so in SmackDown we had the American Alpha versus the Wyatts match to see who went against Heath and Rhino.
Yeah.
I thought the Alpha promo was really good. I actually thought they handled it really, really well, considering they're still new as well. Like, their promo work is great. But then we knew that in NXT they were kind of naturals with it. As soon as they did a promo, it was just like, everyone's going to love these guys. They're perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought the Wyatt promo was really bad.
Well,
It was...
Wyatt promos, there are some really good ones, but there are generally
Well,
quite...
like,
There's a few pretty poor ones where it's just sort of rambling.
it's Randy Orton that's the problem. I don't like Randy Orton's promos with the Wyatts. Especially not when most of his promo just seems to be going, Luke Harper, you're shit, do more. Like, Harper is the reason you guys won at Survivor Series. Fuck off. Like, I think Harper is amazing. I think it's
Luke
a matter
Harper
of
is
time.
very good.
I think it's a matter of time until we get Harper versus Orton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a when. No, it's not a if, it's a when.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it when it happens, because Harper is an amazing wrestler, and Orton, fair credit, I don't think Orton's as good as, like, his position says,
No,
but he's definitely good. He's a solid technical wrestler, and he can put on a good performance, and that's what Harper needs.
And he's a meme.
Also, he's a meme. The actual match as a thing, so obviously the Wyatts versus American Alpha, the main event there, holy shit, I love everything these guys do, apparently. Like, American Alpha can do no wrong, ever. The highlight for me, there was a superplex that Chad Gable did, and I don't understand how he's... Gable, like, keeping in mind, Chad Gable, so he was an Olympic wrestler, and then he went into, like, professional wrestling, and he's been doing that for what, like, less than 5 years?
I think, yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
He is absolutely godlike, way beyond his time. Like, there is no reason he should be as good as he is now, but he's just that damn good. Like, I I would go as far as to say that Chad Gable is probably one of my favourite wrestlers right now. I still have Seth Rollins at the top. I probably still have Cesaro second. You're probably looking at Chad Gable as a third.
Cool.
He's that damn good. To be fair, both of them, American Alpha in general, are that damn good. But of course, they lost because American Alpha versus Heath and Rhino would be a really weird match. So of course they were going to lose, and we all said they were going to lose. And so we ended up with Heath versus the Wyatts. So funny story, me, Dan, and Lulu were watching TLC. And we had the network on, and we were doing other stuff. And the network was playing up, and something weird happened, and we ended up, for some reason, it started replaying the pre-show when we tried to play the actual TLC. So we missed like 15 minutes. And we were like, oh, it's fine. We came in and it was the start of a match. And we were like, oh, it's fine. We probably just missed a bunch of promos. No, we missed the tag team match. We had to go back and watch it. Like, it was that short that we had started watching like 15 minutes in and had missed all the build-up, all the promos, and the match. And all the promos for the next match. Which was like Nikki versus Carmella, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wyatt versus Heath and Rhino was just a pure squash. Nothing happened, basically. It was just an excuse to give the Wyatts the titles.
Yep. I mean, even though I got that prediction wrong, I didn't exactly say that it was going to be a convincing win or anything. I just thought they were going to keep the titles.
Yes, yeah. There is a difference between winning and keeping the titles.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like the Wyatts right now, I don't like Randy Orton because one of the issues the Wyatts have had is that they can wrestle quite quickly, and Orton cannot. Orton is a very slow wrestler, and all he's doing is making the Wyatts slower. And I don't like that as much.
It does mean Bray Wyatt gets more time in the spotlight.
It does mean Bray Wyatt is
and Bray Wyatt is very good.
Now. Yeah. On that note, this week's SmackDown, they had they didn't use it as the intro, but they used it during like their promo segments beforehand. There's a new intro. They've got like a new Wyatt like staticky intro with Randy Orton in it and Luke Harper in it. Guess they're keeping them together for a while then.
Yeah.
Probably till Eric Rowan comes back.
Makes sense. And then Harper and Rowan versus... Right.
Where is Eric Rowan anyway?
Injured, I think.
Yeah, just as Luke Harper came back, Eric Rowan got injured.
Oh, right, that's what happened. Because all I remember with Eric Rowan really is that he's the world's slowest talker.
The world's slowest everything.
It's pretty... Yeah. On that note, their rematch for the titles, Heath and Rhino, the match again, it was just way too slow. The match was like, it was a solid match, but it wasn't my style. Because Randy Orton is really slow, Bray Wyatt is mostly quite slow, and Rhino is just awful, basically. I don't understand Rhino being popular, other than nostalgia.
Yeah, it's mostly nostalgia for the hardcore days.
Like, he comes in and he kind of plods around a bit, and he can't actually wrestle. All he can do is spear people.
Yeah, he's an old school hardcore wrestler where you didn't need to as much. You just needed to be able to hit people with things.
Right? Yeah, you throw yourself off stuff, you get hit with stuff, and you're good. It's funny actually because like the best match that I think the Wyatts have had over these last 2 weeks was Kane versus Luke Harper.
Yep.
Like, that was two big, slow wrestlers, but there were lots of big shows of strength from both of them, some really good back and forth through it, and they did have their big, flashy moments. They had a lot of, like, big spots, which is what they need to do with big wrestlers. Like, they need to have them actually show their strength. Like, you can't just go, okay, we're going to save the big spots for the big moments. Oh, but these wrestlers can't do the high-flying stuff that all the other ones do in between.
Yeah.
Like, you need to let them have their big moments, and that is what that match did. That match gave both Kane and Luke Harper a moment in the spotlight, and they both looked damn good for it.
Yeah, and it's. I wouldn't say it's nice having it's quite nice having older sort of veteran, so to speak, like Kane.
Yeah.
Against someone who's relatively new. I mean, Luke Harper's been around for a fair, reasonable amount of time now.
Still up and coming, I would say, at least.
Up and coming compared to, say, Kane.
Yes. Most people are.
It's always, for me, I just always like to see that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of Heath and Rhino as well, they did the whole thing on Talking Smack as well, where they had the little scuffle between them.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Could kind of lead to their breakup, I'm thinking now.
Oh, they've had their moment in the spotlight and now it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhino was kind of blaming Heath for the loss and everything.
Yeah. I mean, that probably leads to Rhino leaving, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's okay, because Heath did get some time at least to show that he's not completely apocalyptically bad at wrestling.
And now he can go back to doing that again.
Yeah, now he can go back to jobbing to everyone.
Yeah, there's not a lot of avenues for him to go down now, is there?
No.
He can't exactly be the Rey Mysterio underdog.
They do have the new jobber in town. Except he's got a title shot. Whoops. Yep.
Oh, they're going to make another social outcasts.
So, James Ellsworth, everyone.
And Heath Slater.
No, Ellsworth, actually, over the last couple of weeks... So I know Dan was talking a while back about getting sick of Ellsworth, and I was like, so far I think it still works. I think it needs to stop soon.
Yeah.
It didn't stop.
No, it didn't.
Ellsworth can fuck off, to be honest. Fuck Ellsworth.
I mean, it was interesting to see what happened at TLC. It was an interesting ending.
I'll agree with that.
I really like Dean's repercussions from it as well.
Yeah.
At the start of the show, where he just came in, Dirty D's James Ellsworth, and then left.
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
He didn't even look at AJ Styles.
That is exactly what Dean should be doing. If they
he
want
should be
Dean
turn up, raise hell, leave.
Right, if they want him to not just
himself,
be a joke, he shouldn't be coming in doing dumb mic promos and shit. He shouldn't be sarcastic. He shouldn't be joking around. He should be coming in, swearing at someone, Dirty Deeding, leave. Done. Basically, he should be stone cold.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Reigns. That's what he's been doing.
That's what I said. Turn up, raise hell, leave.
Yeah. As a thing, the SmackDown before TLC, I thought Dean Ambrose did a really good promo versus AJ, where he was like, "I'm in your head. You can't win. I'm in your head. I've got you." And then AJ Styles broke James Ellsworth in half by Styles clashing him off the stairs, where you can actually see. I went back and watched it a few times to make sure his head bounces off those stairs. Holy fuck! How is Ellsworth still moving? Dan probably won't complain about that. He probably thinks it's justified at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna deny it.
Well, he was annoyed because there was the time that Ellsworth kind of vaguely nearly injured AJ, except it was more AJ's fault. But
yeah.
And there's also the fact that the last Styles Clash he tucked his chin.
Also that, yes.
And you just don't. It's like Styles Clash 101.
Yeah, it's a weird move. He probably didn't think about it too much.
Yeah.
Because every other one you do tuck, right?
I don't
know. Choke slams and stuff like that. All the slams. You pretty much tuck on all of those.
Yeah, you took your neck so you don't hit the back of your head and knock yourself out.
Yeah. As a thing, this week's match, Miz versus Ambrose, where Ellsworth came out again and interfered, but ended up doing it in a way that helped the Miz, and then Ambrose got pissed off. I really hope they know where they're going with this storyline, because right now it just looks bollocks.
Yeah, it has potential to be decent, but right now it doesn't look like it's going to be.
So the thing is, right now they've kind of still got Ellsworth as an idiot face.
Yeah.
He's this naive idiot who's got a contract and is I can win, I can do everything, I know that I can actually do stuff.
But even betraying Ambrose, it was I hope you forgive me and understand why I've done this.
Yeah, he basically said, I know I can beat AJ Styles, I don't know if I can beat you.
Yeah.
And that was basically... He's meant to be like a naive idiot. And, like, that's fine. Except he's against Dean Ambrose, who's also meant to be a face.
Yeah.
And, like, right now, neither of them feels really face or heel. They're both kind of just, like, there. And so, like, I really, really hope they know where they're going, where either James Ellsworth actually turns heel and actually just goes, alright, you know what, fuck it, you attacked me, I'm just going to keep screwing you over then.
Mm.
Like, you know, I thought you would have the decency to understand where I was coming from in TLC. You don't.
When I
so
pushed
I'm gonna...
off a 20-foot ladder and almost, like, ended your career.
I mean,
yeah.
That. But he was like, basically, I was like, almost expect like Ellsworth to be like, alright, no, I interfered because it was beneficial for me. You're interfering for no reason, so I'm going to attack you now. And, like, actually start interfering as a heel. Or have Ambrose turn heel. Have
or
Ambrose
at least
just completely flip. Have Ambrose just completely flip. But right now, they have basically two faces acting like heels against each other.
Yeah, because the way they could go about it with Ambrose is basically him going to Ellsworth, I gave you so much. I got you here. Look what you fucking did in return.
But Ellsworth is meant to be like a naive idiot, and so he is just dismissing it as like, no, but I'm trying to take my opportunities. I have to do what's best for me. You know, I've beaten AJ Styles 3 times. I can do it again, right? At which point, Ambrose can attack him and just be like, no, you're a fucking idiot. And, like, murder him. Absolutely just, like, destroy him. And go heel in the process. Or Ellsworth, or like I say, Ambrose can just like interfere in Ellsworth's match, probably against AJ Styles.
Oh, I think when that title shot comes, Ambrose will interfere.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. At which point, though, Ellsworth can then start going, okay, you interfered in my match, I'm gonna make it so that you can never win as long as I'm around.
And will lead to the fabled Ambrose-Ellsworth rivalry.
Yeah.
Ambrose Ellsworth at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So to be fair, we were saying a few weeks back that Ambrose should be like lower down the card a bit.
Yeah.
Putting him against Ellsworth is certainly lower.
Yes, it's definitely lower.
Yeah.
There's no denying that.
As the thing, their TLC match, just because we haven't really mentioned it, the AJ Styles Dean Ambrose TLC match was really, really good up until Ellsworth showed up.
Yeah, and then the match stopped.
Yeah, basically. But it was
Are
a
you
really
going to talk
good...
about the elephant in the room?
Oh god, which one do you mean? There are like
Being
6.
AJ Styles' ass.
Oh god, AJ, right.
Yeah, his trousers ripping.
To be fair, I loved his promo at the start of SmackDown. That was so good. Where he was just like, there's this thing I want to talk about, you know, everyone's been talking about it from TLC in our match, and I know it was a problem. I know it, like, distracted from the match, and I know it's took away from the main event, but I'm afraid, you know, I have to address this. Can we get a picture? And then it's just the tear in his trousers. He was like, oh, did you think I meant James Ellsworth? No, I meant this. It was, like, so good. So perfect.
Oh, it's because AJ Styles can do being an asshole incredibly well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like cocky and arrogant. It's the same as Seth Rollins. It's the same reason I liked Rollins. Because he's a cocky, arrogant asshole. But you just love him for it. Like, he just handles it so well.
Mm.
God, no, when you said the elephant in the room, I'll be honest, the first one that came to mind was the Nikki Bella Carmella match. As the, oh god, are we really going to talk about this?
Do we have to talk about it?
It happened. There was a fire extinguisher that went off for a suspiciously long time.
Yeah, that was almost a match, and then it just wasn't. Like, I really have no words for that match.
It was a free point, though.
It was a free point for us over Dan.
I was hoping that whoever was there who attacked Nikki Bella would get involved.
It was Natalia.
Natalia was too busy doing something.
You're
Nothing.
You still did well on the predictions, so
Well,
it's
none of
fine.
us did particularly well this week. The best score was 3.
I'm talking in a relative sense.
3 out of 6 is not good.
It's 50-50.
Between me and Connor, we got them all right.
Yeah, between you
yeah,
guys,
as a unit.
all of your answers were different. Like, that was literally always going to happen, regardless of the outcomes. The only way you guys could have failed to get them right is if, like, we had
Every
Carmella
match
versus
was a
Nikki
no
Bella and the
contest.
winner was Natalia.
Every match is a no contest. They become triple threats.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of them have extra people added in, or the entrance change, or I don't know. As a thing, all the promos both during that match and in the SmackDown since, like Carmella, Natalia, and Nikki Bella promos, should not happen
No.
ever. Just never, ever, ever, ever,
Ever.
ever. I'm going to just quickly say something about this week's SmackDown, because there's only one thing that I've got listed that we haven't spoken about, and then we can jump back to TLC quickly,
Yep.
which is the Ascension versus the Hype Bros.
Right.
That sounds like a, waste of time squash match, right?
Mm-hmm.
That match was
Yeah.
good. I liked it. And the Ascension are goddamn amazing. Holy shit.
They just need a win.
The Ascension are so damn good. Why are they not bigger than they are? Also, I like that they are slowly rebuilding themselves just on their own. All they've done is change their makeup, and that's enough.
So,
They look good.
you ask why aren't they winning, or why aren't they doing better? We do have to remember at times that WWE Creative is the equivalent of monkeys and typewriters.
Yeah.
I really hope that they beat Heath and Rhino if they do another tag team match.
Yeah.
It'll just build them up a bit more.
And break
so
up Heath
far-
and Rhino, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Ascension win this year.
You might
Wow.
be right on that. Yeah, I think you're right on that. I don't think they have.
And it's really bad considering they're still at this point the longest reigning NXT tag team champions.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
They're so good as well. Right, anyway, TLC stuff. So, we've spoken about 4 of the matches. There are 2 left. I'm going to start with the less interesting one. The
Right.
Miz versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
Was that a match? Again?
It was a match. I mean, it was a Ziggler-Miz match.
Hopefully that is completely the end of that now.
They did say it's the end of that rivalry. And part of me thinks that they're working towards... I don't know what Ziggler's going to do, but I do honestly think they're working towards Miz being somewhere with Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Which probably ends up with Cena coming back to face AJ Styles again.
Or the Undertaker.
Yeah, correct.
Or the Undertaker, sure.
Well,
But
they could,
that kind of leaves Ziggler a bit discarded.
It
Oh,
could
well.
work as a way to drop Dean Ambrose a bit down.
Yeah.
Plus,
Plus, it gives him a title run still. Like, it's not like it's nothing.
yeah, it drops him down, but it doesn't absolutely bury him.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm going to be perfectly blunt here. I do not remember most of that match.
Nor do
I
I.
remember switching off because...
I remember the ending, and that Maurice just kind of stood there looking worried but did nothing. They're the main points.
Wow. Oh, God. Like, I'm almost getting tired of the Miz and Maurice at this point.
I
Like,
still absolutely love it. The Miz Participation Award was
The Miz-
absolutely hilarious.
I'll give you that. The Miz
and
Participation Award was
the
great.
fact the crowd were chanting "You deserve it" as well was really funny.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Okay,
It's the part where he was saying a few weeks ago, he was like, you don't get participation awards in WWE, it doesn't happen. I am the champion for a reason. You're just nothing. And now he's like, fine, you'll get a participation award.
Again, it's what happens though when you get someone who can actually do promos.
Right, The Miz is really good at promos, that's the thing. I don't like The Miz and Maurice in the matches. I still like The Miz. The Miz is still really good.
Yeah, he's always been pretty good. He's a good wrestler, and he's good at promos.
Yeah,
the best heel in the brand.
Yeah, definitely. Arguably... Oh, no, I guess Jericho's better than him. I was going to say arguably
Can
the best
you really
heel
call
they
Jericho
have,
heel anymore?
Jericho's still a heel.
He did get a bigger pop than Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of people get a bigger pop than Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Also, Jericho versus Seth Rollins, like, one of them has to be the heel.
And I'm pretty
It's not Rollins
sure,
anymore, right?
I'm pretty sure at times James Ellsworth's gotten a bigger pop than Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I mean, James Ellsworth also had the crowd cheering for him quite a lot, so that doesn't even say that much. But,
yeah.
So the one match we haven't mentioned yet is Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss.
Yes, the one that was
pre-show didn't...
I'd say divisive in our group. More.
The pre-show did not happen. I'm just going to throw that out there. The pre-show, literally, as it came up, I was like, this is like a contract match. Whichever team loses, they're all fired when the next like wave of WWE firings comes out. And then one of the teams was the Ascension, the Vaudevillains, and Kurt Hawkins. And it's like, oh, that's the team that gets fired then, because the other one has American Alpha on it.
Yep.
Cool. And that's... American Alpha won the match. You know, it wasn't particularly close. Yeah, that's about all there is to say about the pre-show.
American Alpha can do no wrong, so
Right.
It's American Alpha.
They had to have American Alpha on the card somewhere, and they had to have them win because they were in with a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that Ascension and Vaudevillains and Hype Bros and Curtis... not Curtis Axel. I meant to say Apollo Crews anyway. And Apollo Crews. I hate the fact that they're all considered nobodies.
But
Kurt
they
Hawkins
are.
should be.
They are considered that, though.
Right.
Which is a sad truth.
The only one in that match who should be is Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because they're all NXT gimmicks.
Yes, absolutely.
It was another thing that happened on SmackDown that I saw where it was Chad Gable against Tyler Breeze. And like in NXT, that match would have been absolutely huge. They were like two of the top names of NXT at different times.
Yeah.
And they got less than 3 minutes, I think it was.
Fucking hell. Tyler Breeze as well, that's one of the ones that really annoys me, because like Fandango, when he came in, I thought they pushed him way beyond where he should have been, and
He shouldn't have had a WrestleMania match with Chris Jericho.
right, yeah. They tried to push him as like this amazingly great new person. Like the gimmick was awful. The wrestling wasn't great. Like he was billed as being like this dancer who can't dance, doesn't do anything particularly flashy. His big splashy finisher is a leg drop. Like,
Yeah.
but Tyler Breeze is so damn good, and their new gimmick is amazing. Like, let him run with it. Just let him fucking run with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. So yeah, me and Connor swapped our predictions on this.
Yep. And I'm
I
very
started
smug
off-
about it now.
I started off with... So, the thing that mostly convinced me was Dan pointed out the show before, during the contract signing, Alexa put Becky through a table. And basically every time that happens, that person loses.
Yeah.
And, like, I was pretty torn on that match anyway. Like, I was basically voting Alexa Bliss beforehand because I was like, I want her to win.
Oh,
Don't think she will.
If you remember, I only switched because I said I had too many faces winning on my card.
Right, yeah, fair.
And I'm so smug about the fact that I switched the perfectly right one.
Well, also the fact that in the actual results, one face victory.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Which was Nikki Bella. Otherwise, The Miz, The Wyatts, Baron Corbin, Alexa Bliss, and AJ Styles. What the fuck? That's a really, like... But it doesn't matter anyway, though, because people still like The Wyatts. People wanted Alexa Bliss to win. People wanted AJ Styles to win. it doesn't matter that they did all of that because people are still happy with the results. It's just weird. But honestly, when that match finished, the Alexa Becky one, I was like, okay, I got the prediction wrong. I'm happier being wrong about this and having the result that we got than if I was right. Yeah, I'd rather have guessed Becky and have Alexa win than have guessed Becky and have Becky win. Because Alexa Bliss fucking deserves the push. She is so damn good. And I'm glad that there's finally a new champion, I guess, is part of it.
Yeah.
The thing is, where does Becky go from here? They did a whole thing where Alexa Bliss was like, you can't beat me. She then beat her up week on, week out. Then their match happened and Becky Lynch won, but it was actually a rope break, so she shouldn't have won. Then she got put through a table for the contract signing and then lost the title.
Yeah.
She kind of got buried in the feud.
I guess she's going to win the rematch.
Yeah.
She has
That's the good thing about a table match. It can come out of anywhere. So you haven't got like a decisive...
She didn't look bad in the match. She was on top for most of it, and like the win wasn't exactly like a definitive "this is domination" kind of thing. It was like she went for a move, got caught, and got pulled down, and that was it.
And we even got, and again with the not making it look like a domination, there was quite a few moments where it looked like Becky was about to win.
Yeah.
But she just
that was a really good match.
Yeah, it was a very good match.
I really wanted to see an exploder suplex off the top rope through a table.
Because Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch are both good wrestlers.
Yeah, funny. So, it's funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah. Strange.
Two good wrestlers in a match.
Yeah, and you get a good match. It's really weird.
Novelty. Right, so... Yeah, TLC, so on the predictions front, like I said earlier, the highest score was 3. Yep. I got 2. So the funny thing was, I agreed with each of you 3 times as well. Like, you guys were completely different, and I agreed with each of you 3 times. The problem is, I agreed with Connor on Ziggler and Ambrose, and they both lost. And I agreed with Dan on Kalisto and Becky Lynch, and they both lost. So, yeah, great.
I guess this one's a tie this week.
This is our worst set of predictions, but... So, the one thing I am tempted to say here, right, is if we give this to Connor, all of us have won 1. Also...
That is true.
Also, there was some discussion of introducing, like, forfeits for the predictions.
Oh, God.
Of whoever loses.
Yep.
I'm screwed.
I don't know what it would be. I don't know how we would do this because
they can't be too brutal, but they can't. There's a certain limitation.
We're in different places.
Yeah,
it's kind of harder to implement when like you're halfway across the country.
Yeah,
like we can figure something out. But yes, I don't know if anyone listening has suggestions. You know, happy to hear them because I've got fucking nothing. But
my only thought is something that can be done or at least viewed via video.
Yeah, no, I have to upload a video or something. Or
we have a YouTube channel now.
Yay! Yeah, we'll have to figure something out.
Yeah, we will.
So, as of right now, there's not a lot we can do for Roadblock anyway, and we'll probably end up doing that during a week / next weekend. Probably release it just before, so I think we can save all the Roadblock talk for then.
Yeah.
Right. In that case, anything else to add?
Just a very quick update on Finn Balor. He's released another statement about his recovery.
Oh, really?
Saying that he's probably not going to make Royal Rumble.
Oh.
He wanted to, but he's probably not going to. His current goal is to turn up at WrestleMania.
Shit.
There goes my initial Royal Rumble prediction.
No, he said things have been more complicated than he originally anticipated.
Right, fair enough.
So he probably won't.
that
He
sucks.
probably won't make Royal Rumble, but he wants to get back for WrestleMania, and he's very confident he'll get back for WrestleMania.
Fair enough, yeah.
I want to see him back again.
He's so good.
He's so
so
good.
damn good. God damn it.
But yeah,
No.
that's it for me. I've got
Yeah.
nothing now.
Dan, are you going to any more fucking live stuff soon?
No, I've got nothing planned.
Ah.
There's no WCPWs near me. I'm not going to Liverpool. So
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, man. Alright, cool. Well, I think that's about it from us then. I'm going to be looking forward to our next wrestling episode where I can rant about total non-stop deletion.
Yes.
I hope you know the next episode is going to be like a good 20-30 minutes of TNA at least.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just going to ramble so much about that.
But considering we've spent nearly an hour talking just about WWE today.
Yeah, that's fine. Makes sense then.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. And so people listening to this on YouTube, if you haven't already, check out Facebook, Twitter. The Facebook is Rough Idea Podcast. The Twitter is annoying because there's a character limit, so it's Rough Idea Cast.
And we'll leave links in the description probably.
That one too.
And also check out the subscribe button.
There is also funny that. How does that work? And the next episode is going to be Thursday, which will be Magic. Oh boy, there is a lot to talk about for Magic right now. I'm looking forward to that. Cool. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you enjoyed.